We are now in our 4th season in the Marshall Thundering Herd Dynasty, and we have made the college football playoff 2 of the first 3 seasons of this series. But we have yet to win a playoff game. But this time around, it's different. We are an elite team now, the number 2 overall seed in the college football playoff at 13-0, undefeated on the season. And now we will face one of the best offenses in the country in Florida State. Trevor Jackson was a Heisman runner-up and a Player of the Year runner-up. He is very, very good, well-rounded. He can move around. He can throw the football down the field. Very, very accurate with his arm. And he's got a lot of weapons to play with, including running back Cam Davis, who came into this series as kind of one of the guys that was going to be one of the elite guys, but he just has never developed into that. You can see this year he only had 438 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, and that's barely under his career high with 456 2 seasons ago. He has kind of underachieved a little bit, but they are going to be without one of their star players in LaWayne McCoy, probably their best offensive weapon. He had 9 rushing touchdowns as a receiver and 12 receiving touchdowns. But unfortunately, he's going to be out with a torn labrum for this game. The only time he would even make it back this season is if they made the championship. But they have a pretty good number 2 in Jaylen Brown, but they are going to be without that top target. Can Jaylen Brown really step up without that top target in McCoy? But they do have a pretty well-rounded offensive skill set here at receiver, and I wonder if our defense is going to be up for the task. Their defense is pretty good as well, but I think our defense is just slightly better just based on the numbers. But looking at our team, Duke Hymas, the true freshman, 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions entering this football game. Obviously, you see the skill caps. Does his ceiling compare to a guy like Trevor Jackson? No, but he has been very, very good, very sound at the quarterback position, not making many mistakes. Running the football has been an interesting storyline this year. Dylan Gilliam, who has been threatening to transfer this entire year, got hurt. And we basically put in Brian Santana, who's taken over. He's been pretty good. Not really, game-changing, though. And then at receiver, we have been really, really balanced. Everybody's been touching the football, contributing quite well. Our pass rush has gotten home to the passer, but we have forced so many turnovers this year, and that's really been the biggest change in this defense, jumping from the first 3 years over to year 4. To add to that, our star player on defense, David Hardwick Jr., has been hurt for the final 5 games of the year. He returns here in the playoffs, so we are at full strength on the defense to face one of the strongest offenses in the country in Florida State. They went 7-1 in ACC conference play. They are 11-3 overall, so they have made it here, and they deserve to be here. So let's get this game underway as we are in Arizona for the quarterfinals, as the kickoff will be returned by Florida State, and they will start out this drive at the 16-yard line. Is our defense up for the task versus one of the most polished quarterbacks in the country? First quarter drive. Here is the first throw of the game out to the left side. That is caught for a gain of 5. Now at the 20-yard line is Jackson. This time it's a RPO or read option. This time he keeps it and will get to about the 34 for a gain of 13 yards. That's definitely a part of his game we have to look out for. He can definitely run the football. Here's a handoff this time to the tailback, and there is a loss of about half a yard, and there is David Hardwick Jr. That's got to feel good for him getting that tackle. 2nd and 10. Here's a short throw out to Jaylen Brown. He picks up the first down and a little bit more. He's going to need to step up today. And they move the chains as they're close to the 50. Here's a throw to the left side. This one up for grabs, and it's knocked away by Jason Keener, the sophomore, as he does knock that one down to the ground. Now a 2nd and 10. Jackson in the shotgun this time. We rush 4. He steps up in the pocket, throws on the run deep, and he's got a man behind the defense. It's B.J. Gibson. Florida State opens up with a score right away. And Marshall is shocked to open this game. And what a throw by Jackson on the run and over the top of the safety. It was a pinpoint throw. And this is what we knew we were walking into, an elite offense. As here comes Marshall now back out onto the field here as our offense takes the field. Here's a short throw, this time to Robert Session to open the game, and he jukes a man and gets about a gain of 16 yards on the opening play. Here Jaime is running a man in motion this time, throwing over to Brian Santana on the halfback screen, and he does take it up forward for a gain of 7 yards. Jaime is now this time handing it off to Santana, and that is going to be enough for a first down, a gain of 3. Just at the 50 this time, Jaime is rolling to the right side. He throws across his body, and that is going to fall incomplete. And that brings it to a 3rd and 7 now. Here's a short throw, and that is Aiden Steinfeld, and he catches it right at the 6. He needed 7, and he got 7 yards. At the 42 now, Jaime is in the pocket, throwing to the right side. This one's caught. It's going to be Darvion Childers for a touchdown. The two-way cornerback who comes into the game, and this is kind of a rare appearance here, but he can run routes when called upon, and he gets behind the defense, and he scores his first career touchdown catch as a receiver. So now we got a 7-7 game after that answer by the Marshall offense. Here is a read option keeper. Trevor Jackson off to the races. He's got 25 yards on that scramble and a big first down. They're already across the 50. Handoff now to their tailback. This time a big hole to the right side, and it looks like Nicholas Reed does meet him, but after a gain of 8. Just on the edge of field goal range now. Here's a jet sweep touch pass over to Gibson, and he stopped for a loss. And now they're back at about the 38-yard line. It's now a 3rd and 5 now. Jackson facing pressure, throwing across the field, and he just throws this one out of bounds. And they're actually going to bring in their kicker here from the 38-yard line. This is from about 55 yards. The kick is wide to the left. So a very long field goal, and that jet sweep touch pass that lost 3 definitely made a difference there. Handoff now. Brian Santana with the carry to the right side. That is a first down run by him, as he has really taken over the majority of the carries since Gilliam has kind of been benched. Here's a throw to the right side. That is going to be dropped. Robert Session had the first down. He can't hold on. It's now a 3rd and 7 at the 47. Jaime throws to a wide open DeJuan Whitehead. He picks up the first down inside the 30, and it is going to be a big gain for the junior leader in this receiving core. So we're now inside the red zone. Here is Jaime now throwing short. This one's caught. It's Robert Session as he picks up a gain of 8. Jaime has been pretty sound on both drives here. Here's another handoff to Santana. He needed about 1. He got 2. Not too many big gains here from Santana today, but he's doing enough to move the football. Play action fake now. Jaime is out of the pocket. He throws downfield. This is a touchdown. It's DeJuan Whitehead who just gets the ball inside the pylon right there, and he was wide open on the play action fake, and it's going to be a 7-point lead here for Marshall. Into the second quarter now for Florida State. Here's a short pass out to the middle of the field. That one is caught by Landon Thomas, their tight end. So now they get it to a 2nd and 5, running the football again. A nice hole, and this one will be enough for the first down, a gain of 6. As you can see, Cam Davis hasn't been playing much today at tailback as they go to their backup here. Here's a throw to the sideline that is caught, and a first down this time by Tyler Williams. On the opposite side of the 50 now, it's a 3rd and 3. It looks like Jackson is going to change the play at the line, and that is B.J. Gibson in the slot. Here's a draw play and a first down again. So Florida State has been moving the ball on these drives, but here on a 1st and 10, running the tailback in motion. Jackson in the pocket, a clean one, throws this one to the end zone. It's intercepted. It's Corey Myrick in coverage, looking for Jaylen Brown, and Myrick makes the play. It looked like he just wanted to throw this one up, but Brown just ran his route way too deep, did not go up for it, and it's interception. So here we are back on offense. There's a nice throw to the sideline that is caught by DeJuan Whitehead for the first down. At the 31 now, play action fake to Santana. Jaime steps up, breaks a tackle, and does take a big hit at the end of that play, but does pick up a gain of 5. Jaime's now 3rd and 5, clean pocket, throwing across the middle. He's got Robert Session for a nice catch and run, and Session is very, very speedy when he gets the ball. It's a first down now at the 35. Here's Jaime stepping up. He's got a lot of space. He picks up a block downfield, and it gets to about the 15-yard line for a gain of 21. So now at the 16, play action fake, throwing across the middle. It's Aiden Steinfeld who gets hit on that one but holds on to it. And now it's a 3rd and 5 at the 10. Jaime's rolling, and the pressure getting there quickly. And he just throws this one out of bounds, bringing in the freshman kicker Gordon Woods, and he knocks it through to give us a 10-point lead here in the second quarter. 3 minutes to go now. Here is Jackson. He has enough time to put some points on the board. Here's a handoff, and this time it's a huge opening to the left side of the defense. And it's a first down on that carry. Actually, they're just going to be mark him about a half a yard short. But here is Jackson on the read option keeper, and he picks up the first down to about the 45-yard line. Running a man in motion is Florida State. Here's a throw into traffic again. It's tipped in the air. It could have been intercepted if Myrick was paying attention. He could have caught that one off the tip easily. 2nd and 10 now at the 45. Here's a throw to the right side that's dropped by Jaylen Brown. So now it's a 3rd and 10. Here is Jackson now in the pocket. We send a corner blitz. He throws to the opposite side of the field, and he's going to find B.J. Gibson for a first down. Now into field goal range. Here's a short throw out to left side. That is going to be a catch and a tackle by Myrick. Under 2 minutes to go, about 1:40 to go at the 28 now. Pressure on Jackson. He rolls to left, throws back across his body and finds his tailback, and it's a first down. So driving on this field is Jackson. Here's a short throw again. This time it's to Jaylen Brown who picks up 5, and Florida State does start to call their timeouts with 51 seconds to go here in the first half. Jackson now under pressure, throws across his body again. It's intercepted. It's going to be Maxwell O'Doom. So that long drive, that took about 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes to get all the way down the field, and they throw into coverage, and it's an interception. What a play by O'Doom right there. Just reading the quarterback's eyes, to be honest with you, and seeing the receiver come into his zone and jumps in front. So we do have a couple of timeouts left here, 44 seconds. Here is Jaimes on the first play, throwing deep down the sideline. Robert Session, he's off to the races. One-on-one coverage. It's a touchdown. No safety help over the top, and you could just see right off of the line, Robert Session wins. And at that point, with his speed, he just breaks away from the defense. And what an ending to the first half as Marshall now takes the 2-score lead. As here is another throw out to the right side. That is going to be caught, but it will bring us into halftime, 24-7. So as you can see, both teams have really actually moved the ball quite well, but Florida State, it's just been turnovers here that has ruined it so far for them. They find themselves down 24-7. We get the ball at half, too. Here is Courtney Lyles getting his first carry of the game, and he picks up a gain of 8 on that one. Duke Jaime is in full command here with this offense. Here's a handoff this time to Brian Santana, and it's a first down. is now here on a play action fake. Pressure on Jaimes. He gets hit on the throw, and this one's intercepted. Florida State takes it the other way. It's a pick six. And just like that, Florida State is back in this one as they get the pressure on Jaimes, and Jaimes makes a mistake on that throw. He probably should have just held it and took the sack, but instead the throw was wobbly and way underthrown. And I'm not sure that would have been completed anyway. So now 10-point lead here for Marshall still. Play action fake going deep to Session. One-on-one, and it's knocked away. Florida State has been playing this cover zero quite a bit with no safety help over the top. 2nd and 10 now. Here at the 25. Here's a deep shot. Once again, it's Session behind the defense. He will walk in for the touchdown. That time they had the safety help over the top, but covering the middle of the field, and the safety does not have the speed to catch up to Session. It was a cover one. It was pretty clear that we had a matchup we liked there on the outside, and Session, he just burns past the cornerback. And what a throw by Jaimes, by the way. So now with a 31-14 lead, back to a 17-point lead in this one. That's DJ Braswell, who's in at tailback, by the way. No Cam Davis. Now at the 19. This time Trevor Jackson is a screen pass out to Braswell. He has the first and a little bit more, and he picks up the first down. It's kind of puzzling. They're sticking to go with Braswell at tailback. It's not like they have to run the ball at this point. It's a lot of passing plays, but a sack there by Gardner, as Dwayne Gardner does force the fumble, but Florida State does pick it up. It's a loss of 8 yards. But now they're back for a long 3rd and 18. Here is Jackson. He's moving in the pocket, and this one also hits off of his offensive lineman and is almost caught by Gardner. So we forced the first punt of the game now, and here we are back on offense, and there is a big sack. That time Amari Williams gets to the quarterback. Is Duke Jaimes facing a 3rd and 21. They only rush 3. We decide to run the football, picking up a block downfield from Santana, and Jaimes gets a lot of that yardage back for a 4th and 4. But it doesn't matter anyway. We decide to punt it away. So after that punt, Florida State actually ends up with pretty good field position. Here's a short throw across the middle. That one's caught. It's Jalen Brown who spins his way forward to about the 23-yard line. About 3.5 minutes to go here in the third. Still a 17-point lead here. Jackson rolling to the right side, stopping, throwing this one, and it's intercepted again. This time it's Maxwell O'Doom, number 2, down the sideline. He cuts inside. He gets wrapped up at about the 49-yard line. Another mistake by Jackson in this one, and he has been a turnover machine today, his 3rd pick of the game. Here is Santana now with the carry up the middle. I believe that was actually maybe his 4th pick of the game. Here's a throw to the right side. That is going to be dropped. Leon Awe. And now we allow him to go for it here for a 4th and 6 on their side of the field. But the pressure gets to Jaimes, and we will throw it into the ground, and we turn the football over. Still a 17-point game here, as here is Braswell with the carry and a flag by Florida State. It's going to be holding. That one does get called back. But they do eventually get it to a 3rd and 8. As here is Jackson now in the pocket. More pressure on Jackson. Getting hit on this throw and throws it away. So our defense has stepped up in this game here late, as we forced Florida State to a couple of mistakes here in this one. As here is a nice stretch play. Santana picks up a gain of 10. Back to Santana. This time he has enough for the first, but a flag on the play. Our offense hasn't been as sharp as the first half, as another penalty flag flies. And now it's back to the 20 for a 3rd and 8. Here is Jaimes, this time getting hit on the throw, and this one's incomplete. So we've already had 3 punts here in the second half, as Florida State has actually punted a couple times as well. Trevor Jackson back on offense. Here's a throw across the middle. That's a nice catch. Tyler Williams, who climbs the ladder to go and get that one. It is 3 interceptions here for Jackson so far. Entering the fourth quarter, this is a short throw. B.J. Gibson, who scored that opening drive touchdown for Florida State. He's been a little quiet since then. He's lined up in the slot here, 2nd and 5. A short throw and behind Jaylen Brown, but Brown probably should have held on to that one. 3rd and 5 now. Trevor Jackson under pressure, throwing into double coverage. It's intercepted. It's Corey Myrick, who does go out of the end zone right there, and he gets to about the 9. The 4th INT of the game here for Trevor Jackson. Definitely not what you would expect from a Heisman runner-up. 31-14. 9 minutes to go in this game. Here is Hymas throwing across the middle. That's a great throw. It's Tracy Augustine who picks up the first down on that throw. So now here we are at about the 29. Handoff this time. It's Dylan Gilliam who checks into the game. Look at that hole. It's a first down for a gain of 20 yards on that carry. And now here we are across the 50, or I guess just at about the 50. Handoff to Gilliam, and you can see what we're going to try to do here. Pound the rock as we bring in our power back. He's out of the doghouse, it looks like. Here is Hymas this time, keeping the football. He gets hit hard, and the ball hits the ground, but we do recover. It's a gain of 11. Another short throw this time out to Aiden Steinfeld for a gain of 9. Running a man in motion, that's Tyler Stevens, the senior tight end. We run the football with Gilliam, and look at that. We just dominate up front, and now we're at the 22, inside the 20 now, at the 17. More power football. Gilliam running over a defender, getting inside the 5, and it's goal to go here for the offense. Running the football some more. Gilliam, he will run in. It's a touchdown. The offensive line blocked beautifully on that drive, and Marshall now takes the 4-score lead, and it looks like this one is over, 38-14. 4 INTs for Trevor Jackson in this one. Now 4 minutes to go. His first pass is intercepted. Maxwell O'Doom, he will skip into the end zone. What a defensive effort here for the Thundering Herd. 5 INTs here on Trevor Jackson. That one was an easy walk-in touchdown for O'Doom, his 3rd of the game. And Marshall has just dominated in this one. Trevor Jackson, 5 INTs in this one, 2 minutes to go. Throwing across the middle, almost number 6. The big fella almost had an INT. He was actually pushed into the coverage, and he almost has an interception. 5 now. One last play here for Jackson. He dumps it off short, and that is going to be stopped, and they will just concede, punting the ball away, and we will go on to win this one 45-14 in dominant fashion here in the opening round here for Marshall in the playoffs. No rust after having like 3 weeks or 4 weeks off before playing this game. 500 total yards of offense in this one, and we get the dominant win. 4 touchdown passes here for Hymas, 1 interception. Obviously, it was that 1 pick six, so really Florida State's offense only scored 1 touchdown in this one, and it was that opening drive touchdown as Trevor Jackson ends up turning the football over 5 times in this one. Makari ends up being their leading back, and he wasn't even a guy I highlighted in the preseason highlights there, pregame highlights there. But it's funny, like Florida State to me just came out so flat. They were moving the football, but I feel like they just like couldn't find an identity, especially with missing their star receiver in LaWayne McCoy. He ran for 9 touchdowns, by the way, so he wasn't just like a receiver. He was running the football also. Maxwell O'Doom had probably the game of his life there, 3 interceptions. Myrick, we've seen that before, though, from him. 2 INTs today, but it was a great team win. Both sides of the football dominated, and we move on to the semifinals now. In the quarterfinals, Arkansas and Alabama faced off in a very close matchup. These two teams are familiar with each other. obviously playing in the SEC together, and Alabama barely got Arkansas in this one. Austin Mack, 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. So anytime I see a quarterback that throws interceptions, I know we could take advantage of that playing them, because obviously we just saw a 5 INT game from our defense. Ryan Williams is now a senior, 5 for 105 for him and a touchdown. So he's definitely going to be a focal point of trying to stop here in this game, and I think he's going to be really the focal point. We just want to force them to throw elsewhere and force Austin Mack to throw these interceptions, because we know he's capable of doing that. So we will face Alabama in the semifinals next round in the Orange Bowl. So can we win one more to get to the national championship? That will be the question, but a dominant performance today. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.